A.J. Brown is on a tear. Jalen Hurts getting it done on the ground with a brotherly shove.
In a world full of distractions, it is important for a father and a son to catch up, and nothing bonds better than football. Welcome to Catching Up. Welcome back to Catching Up. I know there's a lot of catching up to do since our last episode, but we wanted to make sure we got a video out tonight because tonight is a big game. What makes this a big game, Liam?
It could be a preview to the Super Bowl. It's also a rematch of the previous Super Bowl.
All right, so so let's start there. It's a rematch to the previous Super Bowl. What do you think coming into this? The Eagles are 8-1, the Chiefs are 7-2. Both teams are obviously dominating this year. First of all, do you think this is a preview of this year's Super Bowl?
That's a good question. It looks like the best option. Both teams are the best teams in their conferences. They're both ahead of their divisions. They're the best team across. They're the two best teams across the league. Ultimately, NFC, I don't see anyone passing the Eagles. Obviously, I don't want to.
Who has in the NFC? Who would be the biggest competitor, the biggest chance against the Eagles?
Originally, I would have said, and most people would have said, then 49ers. Then they lost 3 straight games. They came back from their bye on a tear, but I'm not 100% sure whether that's real or not.
Right.
But the Lions at 7-2, or they're 8-2 now, I think.
8-2.
Because at 8-2, they are looking really good for once. So of anyone, I think it would be the Lions who could beat the Eagles.
Okay. On the AFC side of things, who has a chance to beat the Chiefs? So obviously, based upon my shirt, I'm hoping for the Bills. But right now, the Bills are sitting at 6-5. They are playing the Eagles, the Chiefs, and the Cowboys next.
Oof.
Which is the 3 games after that are a little bit better to end the season, but they've got to get through these 3 games to be able to prove whether or not they're Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah.
And those are some of the better teams right now.
The Eagles, the Chiefs, and the Cowboys. So if the Eagles or the Bills, if the Bills win 2 of those games, they've got a chance.
Yeah.
If they only beat the Cowboys, because that one's pretty much implied, then if you're gonna lose to the Eagles and the Chiefs, yeah, because the Bills have already lost too many games.
Right.
If you can't win at least 2 of those, and I'm hoping it's only 2 again, but
yeah, I'm with you. So I'm still holding out hope for the Bills. They had a great performance this week against the Jets, and so I'm not giving up. Before this week, I was almost giving up on them, but I'm not giving up 100% on them. Tonight, I will be cheering for the Eagles, opposed to the Chiefs. Now, again, that's obvious. But let's go. Anything else season-wise, or let's talk about the game tonight?
Just the one thing is, if it's not the Chiefs, right now it would look like the Ravens.
Okay.
A couple weeks ago, the Ravens were looking like the best team in the league. But they just lost to, not this week, but they lost to the Browns the previous week. And they had a strong fourth quarter lead and blew it. I don't count the Ravens out yet. They're 7-3. They're the best in their division, which is saying something because their division's cracked. But there's more to see. Just one loss by 2 points isn't gonna decide their season. If Lamar Jackson stays healthy, they can also put up a good fight.
All right, real quick, not necessarily a Super Bowl contender, but what do you think about the Broncos right now? They just won 4 straight games. They're now 5-5.
And those 4 games are against the Chiefs, the Bills, the Vikings, and
was it the Browns this week?
The Vikings.
No, it's the Vikings this week.
I don't know who the other team
doesn't
is.
matter. But
those are winning teams.
Those are good teams to be beating.
Yeah.
So just keep an eye on the Broncos. Let's see what happens. But I don't think they're necessarily.
Well, the funny thing is, the Broncos are the team that you would go, they're nobody. But when you really look at it, they've got a solid defense. They've got Russell Wilson as their quarterback, and they've got a couple good receivers. And I think their running back Samaje Perine, who had a really good game last year with the Bengals. So, like, they've got a solid team.
They could
There's
put
no
it
reason
together.
where they could make a late playoff run.
Excellent. And they've got a coach that has proven himself in the past.
Yeah.
So
the Saints, yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. All right, on to tonight's game. We've got the Super Bowl rematch, the potential. I'm hoping an Eagles-Bills Super Bowl, but the potential for a preview to the Super Bowl. Who's coming in as the favorite in your eyes, and what do you see happening tonight?
Okay. So because of the phrase of your question, you said, who's coming in as the favorite in your eyes?
Yeah, in your eyes.
Obviously, I would say the Eagles.
Okay,
but
why? Do you know who the favorite is? Like from the.
I'm sure it's probably just like a 3-point favorite for the Chiefs because of their home.
Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't
I
guess
don't know.
it's anything more than that.
Comment below and tell us who's the favorite. And tell us who you think is gonna win and what the score is gonna be. But anyway, back to you.
The Eagles are the team. Everyone's like last year we were blowing teams away. Every game, no one had a chance. We just absolutely, whether that's through the air, on the ground, just absolutely destructed everybody. This year we've only lost one game, and that was a close game. So all of our games, we continued to keep finding ways to win. Like, A.J. Brown is on a tear. Jalen Hurts getting it done on the ground with the brotherly shove. Like, just the plays that are needed are done. Jalen Hurts has been the number one quarterback in the NFL rankings for 3 weeks in a row. Not because he's a stat monster or he has a lot of yards or gets a lot of touchdowns, but because he gets it done where it's necessary.
Right.
Which, against a good team, that's what you need. You don't need stats. You don't need to be able to blow teams out, because if you're playing a good team, you're not going to blow them out. Against a good team, you need to be situational, and you need to be able to pull through with the win, which the Eagles have done.
They've proven that time and time again this season.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we've got the Kelsey brothers battling tonight.
Yeah.
What do you think? Does Travis have a good game, receiving wise, or is it just kind of?
I am playing against him in the league.
Okay.
I have someone else started him against me.
Okay.
So I'm like praying that he doesn't have a good
Okay.
game. I think the last 2 weeks, I don't think he's even broken 100 yards.
Okay.
I happened to see something that said something's going on in his personal life or something. I didn't even read it, but
Well, so with that, Taylor Swift is not going to be at the game
she's
tonight.
not.
She's not.
Oh,
She
so
is
I guess the Eagles will win.
So she's in Brazil on her Eras tour. So I don't believe she'll be there tonight. So that might be why he's having some issues. He's so far away from his girlfriend.
It's so funny. Those weird the weird stats are in games with Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce's been good, and without her, he hasn't.
Well, there you go. That says it. So to anybody else we should watch on either the Chiefs or the Eagles tonight?
Keep an eye on that Chiefs defense, because that's the best Chiefs defense that they've had in a while. Because the Chiefs have been known for their crazy, insane offense with Patrick Mahomes, but this year they actually have a good defense. I think they're 6th right now, and last year they were 13 or 14th.
Okay.
So watch how they play. Keep an eye on how the Eagles are able to play against an actually good defense this year.
Sure.
And one other thing is the Eagles need to get sacks. That's what they didn't do in the Super Bowl. They got 0 sacks on Patrick Mahomes, and that's how you stop him, is you pressure him. And the Eagles can do that. They have a great front four. They actually have linebackers this year. So
are you saying this is going to be a defensive game? As great as Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes are, those defenses, do you think it'll be a defensive game, a low-scoring game?
I wouldn't say it's low-scoring, but I wouldn't say it's going to be high-scoring.
Okay. So, with that, what's the score? Just so you know, we haven't planned ahead, like they do on the TVs. This is the first time I've asked them this question.
The Eagles are going to get a field goal on their first drive because they always fail in the red zone right there on the start.
Okay.
So I think maybe like a 27-24
Okay.
Eagles.
Okay. I was thinking a little bit lower in like the 21-15-ish range, somewhere
Sure.
in that range. But I think it's known already that we're both rooting for the Eagles. We are getting ready. We're putting out the full spread tonight, just like it's a Super Bowl. Let us know what you're snacking on tonight, and listen, next week. This week, Liam, I'm cheering with you. But next week, we are going to be cheering against each other.
Yeah.
All right. So
and you'll also be crying.
We'll see. We'll see. Make sure you tune back in. Catch up with us on Catching Up, and enjoy that game tonight.
I know I will.